The package arrived on a dreary Tuesday. Rain lashed against the windows. Wind howled down the chimney. The postman, soaked to the bone, thrust the package into my hands. It was wrapped in brown paper and tied with twine. No return address, just my name scrawled in elegant cursive. Inside, nestled in faded velvet, lay a letter and a key. The letter, penned on yellowed parchment, spoke of the Whispering Woods and a hidden family legacy. The key, heavy and tarnished, felt cold against my skin. It whispered promises of secrets and forgotten stories. I was drawn in, captivated by the mystery. The Whispering Woods, a name that sent shivers down my spine even as a child. They loomed on the edge of town, a dark, brooding presence. Tales whispered of strange occurrences, unexplained sounds, and vanishing travelers. My grandmother, her eyes twinkling with mischief and fear, used to tell me stories. Stories of a hidden glen untouched by time, where spirits danced and secrets slept. I dismissed them then, childhood fantasies. But now, holding this letter and this key, the woods beckoned. The package was an invitation, a call to adventure I couldn't resist. The woods were silent as I stepped through the overgrown entrance. A dense canopy of leaves swallowed the last rays of sunlight. Shadows stretched like long fingers, playing tricks on my eyes. The air hung heavy, thick with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. I could hear my own breath, ragged and loud in the stillness. The woods felt alive, watching me, judging my every step. The path, barely visible beneath a carpet of fallen leaves, wound deeper into the woods. As I ventured further, the air grew colder. A light mist danced among the trees, swirling and shifting like ghostly apparitions. The silence, once oppressive, gave way to a soft whisper, a gentle rustling of leaves, a sigh carried on the wind. It seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. The Whispering Woods lived up to their name. My grandmother's stories echoed in my mind, tales of spirits and secrets, of a place where the veil between worlds thinned. I felt a shiver down my spine, a mix of fear and exhilaration. The deeper I walked, the more oppressive the atmosphere became. The trees, ancient and gnarled, pressed in on all sides, their branches intertwined overhead, forming a dense, suffocating canopy. Sunlight struggled to penetrate the thick foliage, casting the forest floor in perpetual twilight. The air grew heavy, laden with a strange, sweet scent. It was intoxicating, disorienting. I felt a growing sense of unease, a prickling awareness of being watched, but I pressed on, driven by the letter and the promise of the hidden glen. The Whispering Woods held a dark allure. Legends clung to them like cobwebs, stories whispered from generation to generation, each tale more unsettling than the last. There were tales of a forgotten king, his spirit trapped within the woods, forever searching for his lost kingdom. Others spoke of a witch, her heart turned to stone, who lured travelers to their doom with promises of beauty and riches. But the most persistent legend, the one that chilled me to the bone, was the tale of the Whispering Wind. They said the wind was the voice of the woods themselves, a sentient being ancient and powerful that guarded its secrets jealously. It whispered to those who dared enter its domain, testing their worthiness. Some heard promises of treasure and wisdom, while others heard threats and warnings. But all agreed that the wind held the key to the wood's deepest mysteries. As I walked, the whispers seemed to grow louder, swirling around me. I strained to understand, to decipher their meaning. My grandmother used to say that the wind chose its confidants carefully. It revealed its secrets only to those with a pure heart and a noble purpose. She warned me never to enter the woods alone, never to anger the wind. But here I was, driven by a letter and a key, venturing deeper into its domain. I wondered what the wind would reveal to me. Would it welcome me as a guest, or reject me as an intruder? The answer I knew lay at the heart of the woods, in the hidden glen spoken of in legends. I stumbled upon it unexpectedly. Hidden among the tangled undergrowth, a rusted iron gate barred the path. It was a testament to a forgotten time, its bars twisted and overgrown with vines. The gate seemed to exude a cold, oppressive energy. I felt a shiver run down my spine as I reached out to touch it. The metal was icy cold, rough beneath my fingers. The lock, covered in rust and grime, looked ancient. I took a deep breath, my heart pounding in my chest. This was it. The entrance to the hidden glen. I fumbled in my pocket for the key. It felt heavy, cold against my palm. I inserted it into the lock and turned. The mechanism groaned, protesting after years of disuse. With a loud clang, the lock disengaged. The gate swung open with a creak that echoed through the silent woods. A wave of cold air washed over me, carrying with it the scent of damp earth and something else. Something ancient and unnameable. I hesitated for a moment, fear battling with curiosity, but the allure of the unknown was too strong to resist. I stepped through the gate, leaving the familiar world behind. The path beyond was narrow, shrouded in shadow. The trees seemed to press closer, their branches reaching out like grasping claws. I could feel the weight of the woods pressing in on me, suffocating me. But I pushed forward, drawn deeper into the heart of the mystery. The path wound through a labyrinth of twisted trees and overgrown undergrowth. The air hung heavy, thick with the scent of moss and damp earth. Sunlight struggled to penetrate the dense canopy, casting the forest floor in perpetual twilight. The silence was broken only by the sound of my own footsteps and the rustling of leaves beneath my feet. I felt a growing sense of unease, a feeling of being watched, but I pressed on, driven by the letter and the promise of the hidden glen. As I walked, the whispers seemed to grow louder, swirling around me. I strained to understand, to decipher their meaning. They spoke of secrets and shadows, of a power that lay dormant within the woods. They whispered of a legacy, a responsibility passed down through generations. I felt a strange connection to this place, a sense of belonging that I couldn't explain. It was as if the woods themselves were calling to me, beckoning me deeper into their embrace. The path led me down a steep incline towards a hidden valley shrouded in mist. The air grew colder, the whispers more insistent. I could feel a presence, ancient and powerful, watching my every move. I was nearing the heart of the woods, the place where legends were born. The hidden glen spoken of in hushed whispers awaited me. The wind picked up as I descended into the valley. It whipped through the trees, carrying with it a chorus of whispers. They seemed to come from everywhere at once, swirling around me like a vortex of unseen voices. I could feel their power, their ancient energy. They whispered of secrets and shadows, of a history long forgotten. They spoke of a legacy, a responsibility passed down through generations. I felt a strange connection to this place, a sense of belonging that I couldn't explain. The wind intensified, whipping my hair around my face. The whispers grew louder, more insistent. They seemed to be trying to tell me something, to warn me of something. I stopped, my heart pounding in my chest. I could feel the weight of the woods pressing in on me, suffocating me. The air grew thick, heavy with a strange sweet scent. It was intoxicating, disorienting. I felt a growing sense of unease, a prickling awareness of being watched, but I pressed on, drawn deeper into the heart of the mystery. The wind reached a crescendo, swirling around me like a living entity. I could feel its power, its ancient energy. It whispered of secrets and shadows, of a history long forgotten. It spoke of a legacy, a responsibility passed down through generations. I felt a strange connection to this place, a sense of belonging that I couldn't explain. The wind was the voice of the woods, the guardian of its secrets, and it was speaking to me. The wind died down as I entered the clearing. A sense of peace settled over me, a stillness that contrasted sharply with the turbulent energy of the woods. The clearing was bathed in soft sunlight, filtering through the leaves of the surrounding trees. In the center stood a magnificent oak, its branches reaching up to the sky like ancient arms. Beneath its canopy lay a stone well, its rim covered in moss and lichen. The air was thick with the scent of wildflowers and damp earth. I approached the well, drawn by its ancient energy. The stone was cold and smooth beneath my fingers. I peered into the depths but could see nothing but blackness. A sense of mystery hung over the well, a feeling of secrets hidden beneath the surface. I knew that this was the heart of the woods, the place where legends were born. The hidden glen, spoken of in hushed whispers, had been revealed to me. I took a deep breath, my heart pounding in my chest. I could feel the weight of the woods pressing in on me, suffocating me. The air grew thick, heavy with a strange, sweet scent. It was intoxicating, disorienting. I felt a growing sense of unease, a prickling awareness of being watched. But I pressed on, drawn deeper into the heart of the mystery. As I stood by the well, I noticed a faint inscription carved into the ancient stone. It was barely visible, worn away by time and the elements. But as I traced the letters with my fingers, a thrill shot through me. It was the same elegant cursive as the letter, the same words that had haunted my dreams since receiving the package. The inscription spoke of a legacy, a responsibility passed down through generations. It spoke of a guardian, a protector of the woods and its secrets. The weight of the inscription settled upon me. I understood now. The key, the letter, the well. They were all part of a larger story, a story that had been unfolding for centuries. I was the latest in a long line of guardians tasked with protecting the Whispering Woods and its secrets, the wind, the whispers, the strange occurrences. They were all manifestations of the wood's power, a power that I was now bound to protect. The revelation filled me with a sense of purpose, a feeling of destiny fulfilled. I was no longer just a visitor to these woods, but a part of them. The whispers seemed to welcome me, to acknowledge my presence as a guardian. The well, once a source of mystery, now felt like a source of strength, a connection to the ancient power of the woods. I spent the rest of the day exploring the hidden glen. It was a place of peace and tranquility, a sanctuary from the outside world. The air was clean and fresh, the sunlight dappled and warm. I felt a sense of belonging, a connection to the ancient energy of the woods. I knew that this was a place I would return to, a place where I could find solace and strength. As the sun began to set, I knew it was time to leave. I stood by the well, gazing into its depths. I thought of the generations that had come before me, the guardians who had protected the Whispering Woods and its secrets. I knew that I was now part of that legacy, bound to protect this sacred place. I made a silent vow to honor the trust that had been placed in me, to safeguard the woods and its magic. I turned and walked away, leaving the hidden glen behind. As I retraced my steps through the woods, I could feel the whispers following me, watching over me. I knew that I was never truly alone in the Whispering Woods. The wind, the trees, the ancient energy of the place, they were all part of me now, and I was part of them. As I emerged from the Whispering Woods, the world seemed different. The familiar streets of my town seemed brighter, the sounds sharper. I carried with me the secrets of the woods, the whispers of the wind, the weight of the legacy I now bore. The experience had changed me, transformed me. I was no longer the same person who had entered the woods that morning. The Whispering Woods would forever hold a special place in my heart. They were a source of mystery, wonder, and ancient power. They were a reminder that the world was full of secrets, waiting to be discovered by those who dared to seek them. And I, the guardian of the woods, would be there to protect them, to ensure that their magic lived on. The whispers followed me home, a constant reminder of my responsibility. I knew that I would never be truly free of the Whispering Woods, nor would I want to be. They were a part of me now, as I was a part of them, and as long as I lived, their secrets would be safe.